Welcome to our latest segment. We teased it earlier in the offseason talking about NFL teams, headlines coming out of mandatory minicamps, all the different headlines you need to keep an eye on. And today we are covering the Arizona Cardinals. I apologize. I clocked out. I'm bringing it to you guys from my pickup, but that's just how it goes these days. So, talking about the latest headlines surrounding the Arizona Cardinals. So, we took an article from revengeofthebirds.com or Super Bowl Nation. We'll put the link down in the description below so you guys can read it. Fantastic article. All of those guys know exactly what they're doing. They are all awesome. Now, a lot of different things kind of coming out from these camp discussions, and plus even just mini camp and everything. It starts with Kyler Murray not holding out. I think that's absolutely huge. Obviously, during the offseason, there was all that talk about there possibly being a little bit of, I would say, a rockiness between Kyler Murray and the rest of that organization. So I'm very happy to see that Kyler Murray is not holding out. He's in camp. He's in that locker room. I think that's a very big thing for the organization. Although I do have to point out he's not speaking to reporters from according to the article. So I get it. But here's the thing. I don't care. I don't care if this man shows up at least and is in good, he has a good working relationship with the organization. They're going to get that extension done. I think they absolutely will. And if he still has a good working relationship with the rest of that locker room, I don't care if he doesn't talk to reporters. I would like to see this man get paid the money that I think he's due to a certain degree. And I do think at the end of the day, the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray will come out with that as well. So I think, the fact that he's in camp right now, it bodes well for the team right now. It helps continue that relationships. And there's a lot of different things kind of going into that. And again, that question does come down, when could that extension come down as well? Another good thing that the article kind of talked about was Eno Benjamin really stepping up, potentially being a starting running back now. I know James Conner had like 30 rushing touchdowns last year. He was amazing. But you lost Chase Edmonds, to the Miami Dolphins, which is kind of tough. I really like Edmonds. I thought I always picked him up on fantasy because he was one of those guys that could just go off for 10, 11, 12, 15 points when you needed him to. I do think he's kind of a big loss for the Cardinals, but I think Benjamin, the former Arizona State, is it the Sun Devils, that do a lot of good things. I think he could do a lot of good things for the Arizona Cardinals. He had 118 rushing yards last year. Also had 6 catches for 42 yards. I think he could fill in that receiving back type role. I really do, and that's kind of what the article referred to as well. So I'm really excited to see what Benjamin could become. What does that mean for Darrell Williams? I don't know. The former Kansas City Chief, that is arguably should have been Super Bowl MVP for a couple of years ago. That was so. I'm excited about the running back, the depth that the Cardinals have. The question is, will they be able to replace that aspect of a guy like Chase Edmonds? We will have to see. And finally, the third thing that it really mentioned was Rondale Moore looking to get the ball a lot more. I think they talked about Cliff Kingsbury going to really get the ball to one of the playmakers. I think it was Purple for the Win podcast that talked about how this guy's literally Percy Harvin 2.0, and I absolutely agree. He's got athleticism for days. You just give him a screen pass, a sweep, whatever. He just makes guys miss. He's hard to catch. He's elusive. He's going to be a really good player for the Cardinals for a very long time, and I think that they need to find about getting him the ball more in a lot of other creative ways as well. So, I know DeAndre Hopkins is out as well. What will that mean for guys like Hollywood Brown and all them? I think that Rondale Moore is going to step up a lot, and he is going to help kind of take away, some of that what the Cardinals will lose with DeAndre Hopkins being out for the first 6 games of the season. But don't fret, once he's back, obviously Rondale Moore and company, I think, will still tear it up. And obviously the Cardinals traded for Hollywood Brown in the offseason. Kind of tough to see who won that trade. I feel like the Cardinals still got a really good number 1 wide receiver, and also I really feel like at the end of the day, the Ravens, they had probably one of the best drafts in the entire NFL. So I'm excited to see what that all kind of happens. But back to Rondale Moore here, I'm really excited to see how that all ends up, and I think he's going to be a really good player for him. You also talk about that big playability. Yes, just get this man the ball. I don't care how. Now it kind of turned in some of the bad things it talked about. Rodney Hudson is not at camp, according to a couple of different sources. Missing from camp, unexcused. Doesn't look good. You want that offensive line to be nailed down. You want it to be as good as it can for Kyler Murray and company. So you're kind of wondering what this could mean or what this is. So I really feel like a guy like Rodney Hudson, he's kind of a big loss right now. But what could that mean for a guy like Justin Pugh stepping into center? I would like to see it, but also I just would like everybody to just be at camp. Do whatever you got to do to get this man back in the building, because I think he is a good player and really does help shore up that offensive line. So hopefully they get him back in and get things rolling there. Also, it talked about the Cardinals corner corner room. The tragic death of Jeff Gladney. Nothing but prayers and everything involved for the Gladney family and everything, as well as everyone involved there. That's a big loss for the cornerback room, but also this is a life we're talking about. This is players, families. That is definitely a big situation. So prayers out for everyone there. Also, it talked about Byron Murphy stepping up in that cornerback one role. I would like to see it. I feel like Byron Murphy, he's got all the physical tools that you want. I think he's a really good player. Hopefully he steps up into that number one role. I would really like to see it for the Cardinals. Also, Robert Alford is getting up there as well, so I'd really like to see them possibly trading for another number one corner, or at least developing someone. I don't know, just something to keep an eye out for. Excuse me. Then finally, I talked about the linebacker troubles. I love Zaven Collins coming out of Tulsa. I thought he was a stud. I still think he's going to be a stud, but I'm really excited to see and kind of interested to see what does happen with him and the rest of that linebacker room. You also talked about, I think PFF came out with an article talking about how Isaiah Simmons wants to step up. Listen, this guy, he's a tool. He's in terms of he's just a jackknife in terms of an Swiss Army knife. I'm sorry. He is just a weapon. There we go. He's a weapon on defense that the Cardinals need to find out where his best position is, because he can still do a lot of good things for this Cardinals defense. And if he can step up as a leader as well, watch out. He's going to be a really good player down the line. Jordan Hicks left in the offseason for the Vikings. Was like a 2-year deal worth like $10 million or something like that. Don't remember off the top of my head, but this is I thought that was a little bit of a loss, but I think Zaven Collins can step up nicely and do some good things for this organization moving forward. But that's it. That's what we've got for a couple of different headlines moving forward into coming out of Cardinals minicamp and heading into training camp. Let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. Greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are truly awesome. We love every single one of you. In the description down below, you find all of our social media platforms. Give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about our latest Arizona Cardinals headlines coming out of camp.